Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 12 of What If Naruto Broke His Human Limiter. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other episodes of the other channels. Yes, if you're new, I did have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, and Making 3, Anime Prince, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, let's just jump right into this new episode. Begin now, guys. So the last spot we left off, the members of the council were having a meeting at the moment, as they were discussing the possibilities of moving forward from this path. Several actions had to be made. The third was dead. They needed a strong figurehead, someone to show the other nations that Konoha was still in proper control. The topic of Naruto Uzumaki was also brought up as well. That child with a frightening amount of power that seemed to be rather shocking for his age. There was also the problem about the missing Uchiha. Yes, Sasuke Uchiha was nowhere to be found. He was just gone. It literally made no sense, as no one knew where he was or what was going on. There was a chance of him dying during the invasion, but there was nobody, absolutely none. He was just gone and nowhere to be seen. The possibility was discussed about who will take the next Hokage position until Shikaku made sure that Danzo did not scheme his way in by speaking of Jiraiya, as the elders gathered Jiraiya, but he refused. One thing he had his spine toward the other thing. He was not suitable to be Hokage. However, he had an idea, but he needed some time, so they gave him a month to go and find Tsunade of the Sun, as she was going to be brought back to be the new Hokage. However, there was going to be some trouble there, so Jiraiya needed some help to bring her back. Well, he thought it would be best. So with that under the way, Kagura was hanging out with her new friends. The reason being, Naruto's friends had come for him and pulled him out of the house. Naruto has gone through a lot for the past few days, after all. Someone that he looked up to a lot was dead, and Naruto was angry that he wasn't there to save him. If he had made it back in time, he could have saved the old man, but he failed to do so. Although, he did end that traitorous snake once and for all, freeing them of that stench on their record. But now Orochimaru was gone. Sasuke was the main source of the topic with the rookies. Sakura, on the other hand, she had saw something that she never said to anyone. She told them what happened when she last saw Sasuke, but the problem was, she made a choice. She either go to tell Naruto about the girl that was taken or go after Sasuke. Granted, she saw that Naruto went out there, she simply went. And that was the last time she saw Sasuke. However, she didn't know even if she went that she would have changed anything. But Naruto promised her that he would bring back Sasuke no matter what, as he hated to see her sad. The both of them had gotten rather close, in terms of a brother-sister relationship, and Naruto was going to do whatever in his power to make her happy. That is when Jiraiya found him. It didn't take long for him to say goodbye to the others as he made his way. Both him and Jiraiya took to the road. As Jiraiya told him about the mark on Sasuke's neck, Orochimaru was trying to find a way to live through someone else's body. So there was a chance that he had somehow remained alive while taking over Sasuke. The theory right now was just that, a theory, so he was not sure if it was the reality. However, if that was the truth, that meant that Orochimaru was probably still out there, and that was a problem. The Akatsuki was sent after Naruto and Jiraiya as they were going after Naruto though. Nagato had warned the Akatsuki duo, meaning Itachi and Kisame, to be careful when going up against the 9-tailed Jinchuriki. Rumors are that he is immensely powerful for his age. Kisame took it as a joke as usual, believing that it was just that rumors. Meanwhile, that was going on. Indeed, Sasuke Uchiha was now under the control of Orochimaru. Sasuke tried to stop Gaara in his wake of transforming, however, he did not stand a chance in hell. He was left there beaten and angry. When Orochimaru died, the seal activated on Sasuke's neck as he came to him to speak to him. They spoke, and he offered him power beyond his wildest imagination. Sasuke did not hesitate to take such power because he wanted to get stronger, unknowing that he was only signing his own fate, as he ended up giving up his own body to the snake Sanin, becoming a permanent host for the snake, who took over without hesitation. Sasuke was not strong enough to fight him off. Given that Sasuke had fully given up free will at first, he was just not strong enough, not knowing what he was doing. So right now Orochimaru got what he finally wanted, a pair of perfectly working Sharingans, and the body to boot. However, he had a lot of experiment and twisting to be done to make this body as strong as possible. His last encounter with Naruto Uzumaki proved to be one that caused his death, and next time that wasn't going to happen. At the Hidden Stone, Tsubaki had told Oniki everything. Yes, he told him everything. She knew that Kurosaki would not get anything bad done to her, but at least she would never ever get to visit Konoha again and see that Konoha ninja. Tsubaki had the hugest crush on Kurosaki and she didn't want her anywhere near there, as Oniki was formulating a plan that not even Kurosaki knew about. However, she was glad that Naruto knew better than to come here at this time, given how everything was just so fresh. That was good on his part. However, she could not deny her feelings anymore. Even if they were against her, she loved Naruto, and she couldn't change that. There was just something between them. As for Naruto, he came across Itachi and Kisame when he was in his hotel. They tried to stop him, tried to fight him, as Naruto cursed at Itachi, saying that Sasuke was missing. Itachi was visibly surprised. However, Kisame was met with a nasty surprise and Naruto easily swatted him away by breaking several ribs with Samehata, as Itachi was able to place Naruto under Tsukiyomi. But to his shock and unbelievable, imagine Naruto was able to break through and actually walk through his black flames, forcing Itachi to run away. Jiraiya arrived and saw Naruto on flame. As the black flames were not burning his skin though, he quickly sealed away the flames as he asked if he was okay. While his clothes were burned, Naruto was completely fine. Jiraiya told him about the organization. They made their way as they found Tsunade. As Naruto started to speak to her, granted sometime he didn't have a filter, he pissed her off really badly, as she ended up sinking her fist in his face. Shizune rushed outside, fearing for his safety, as she came out there to see him, looking up at the stars, completely fine, as he seemed to be happy to know that Tsunade was this strong. Shizune was baffled. They heard about him, not to mention they met him once when he was collecting bounty, but he did not quite remember them. However, Naruto was ready to throw down once again, and this time Tsunade had her work cut out for her, as she was going to be fighting a beast. So yeah guys, basically that's what left off. You guys again, so check across the place, check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode. The members of one of the most powerful organizations were all gathered. As one of them were laughing. "You're telling me you two lost to a kid? Shut it. You weren't there, so you don't know crap," Kisame said in anger. As Deidara found it rather funny. So did Hidan as well. "You both talk a big game, but I guess you're not strong enough to even handle a kid," said Hidan, as he found the whole thing amusing as well. "Enough," the leader spoke up, quieting them all. "Would you mind giving us information on what exactly happened?" Pain said. "That child is no normal child, Leader-sama," Kisame said. "From what Itachi told me, he was able to walk right through his strongest genjutsu, and his flames like nothing. I cracked Samehata right over his head. The scales of Samehata did not even shred his skin. Not even a little bit. And I was going half force to knock him out, seeing that he hit me first and it was immensely strong. But it barely even touched him. The ground underneath him broke, and yet his knees did not buckle in the slightest. He was able to rip Samehata right out of my hand. My poor sword is still in bad condition. I told you to not underestimate him," Leader said. Noticing that Itachi was rather silent, we did not underestimate him. However, we could not exactly kill him, so we had to hold back. But despite that, he was able to walk through everything. He's some kind of freak of nature, some kind of monster. But next time I see him, now I know how strong he is. I'm free to go all out on him to take him down. I will assess the situation myself before giving you that order. I don't want you to accidentally kill him. Given the Senbai recovery, the Akatsuki will go on hiatus for some time now. There's no doubt that Jiraiya of the Sannin is trying to gather information on us to try to find out what are our exact goals. The less people know the better, so for now, just continue doing your work and gathering funds for the organization. Working in the shadows is the best thing for us right now. Once the time is ready, I will summon you all. You're all dismissed, he said. All of them start to flicker away, leaving the two there. Until the leader spoke. I know you're there. Someone stepped from the shadows to reveal that it was a masked man with a single eye hole. Well, this is interesting. We all knew that the kid was strong for his age. Granted, Kisame and Itachi weren't exactly trying to kill him, but yet he was still able to handle both of them by himself. What do you make of that? The masked man asks. I'm not sure yet. We will have to gather more information about him. I know exactly is he this strong. But it doesn't matter. If he become a nuisance, I myself would handle him. Well, you are the leader of the organization. I suppose the leader can't fall to any normal container. But make sure you do not fail. As the leader, your failure is something that will not be tolerated. With that, the man sucked himself away in a swirling vortex and he was gone. Konan was not pleased. As Nagato saw the look in her eyes, he is still needed. Don't mind him, said Nagato, calming her down. She took a breath. What about the Kyuubi Jinchuriki? Is he really that powerful, she said. I'm not certain at the moment, but I will find out what is going on with that child, said Pain to her. A distance away, Itachi Uchiha was thoughtful. As Kisame was walking with him, but Itachi wasn't even paying attention. He was worried about his brother. He did not really care about Naruto's strength or anything, or even the Akatsuki right now. There was a reason why Itachi joined up with the organization, as his brother was his salvation, but yet Naruto words struck him about his brother's disappearance. And no one in Konoha knew where his damn brother was. It's time that he started to step into the light a bit, to find out what the hell is going on, because if Sasuke died, there was no point of any of this. However, he needed information, and he needed quickly. Meanwhile, that was going on. Out in a large clearing, it was the postal state of Tansukagai. There was a ruined castle there, that was destroyed some time ago. The place was barren. Crops or nothing grew out here despite the wild land. There was said that some time ago Madara Uchiha had shoot the very village and entire land afire to its core right here. He had burned everything, setting the whole place ablaze, and since then, nothing would grow. The place was barren and empty, enough space, as someone was sent sailing through the air. The person didn't take long to crash into the ground, as there was a gigantic crater where their head smashed deep within the earth. The body was hanging upside down, as a foot sword sticked up in mid-air. Someone jumped after the person. Wait, hold on. How did we get here? As Naruto was face first into the ground. Well, after Tsunade had punched him right out of the bar, Naruto made it worse, as he wanted to see how strong she was, and he wanted to test her as well, so he insulted her, something that she was really, well, touchy about, her age. He said if Jiraiya was so old, why did she look so young? Why was she hiding the fact that she was old? Was it because she was ugly? That seemed to do it. Granted, he was able to take a punch from her like that. She did not hold back as she should. So she punched him all the way out here. And she was furious. Shizune looked over towards Jiraiya, who seemed to be calm. Jiraiya-sama, shouldn't you be worried about your apprentice? She asked him, confused by his calm demeanor. Nah, said Jiraiya. The kid will be fine. Shizune was confused. Granted, I know that he's strong and all, but Tsunade-sama might end up really hurting him. Well, when you see him in actions, you will understand why I'm not worried, Jiraiya said. Confusing Shizune even more, she knew that Naruto was strong, but Shizune knew that her master could get a bit touchy sometimes and end up going a bit overboard. Meanwhile, Tsunade plucked Naruto out of the ground by one leg, like he was a vegetable. As she raised him up to eye level, Naruto spat dirt out of his mouth. As he saw her raging eyes looking at him. What did you say to me? She asked him. You heard me, old woman, said Naruto. Tsunade's veins in her forehead seemed to pop as her fist crashed into his face once more. A gigantic trench was formed as Naruto's head tore through the earth. It did not take long for him to pull himself out as he jumped away her heel, cracking the earth. Whoa, you're really strong, said Naruto, as he seemed to be happy. Jiju was really strong as well, said Naruto, despite his old age. But you're probably as old as him, aren't you? The ground under Tsunade started to crack as Naruto spoke. So I guess we don't have to worry about the village safety because old strong people are always there to protect it. Tsunade clenched her fist that it started to turn white and hum with chakra. Are you trying to get yourself killed? She asked him. Nope, said Naruto. Just looking for a good fight. And I heard that you're the strongest physical-wise, so I was wondering. Tsunade rushed forward. As Naruto looked up in her eyes, she clobbered his head into the ground, causing the whole thing to explode. The both of them fell into the giant crater that his head made, as the place collapsed downwards. Tsunade stood there fuming and huffing. As she wondered, did she went a bit too overboard? That was awesome, said Naruto as he burst out of the earth. Tsunade stepped back in shock. How are you? I'm really tough, said Naruto as he pounded his chest. So, you are strong. I guess insulting you did the trick. Well, it doesn't matter now. It's time that we go back to Konoha. Tsunade thought that he would retaliate, but that didn't seem to do the trick. Don't worry, said Naruto. I won't hit you back. I might end up hurting you more than you did to me. What? Said Tsunade, shocked at his disclaimer. We can talk about it later, said Naruto. Besides, we might end up destroying the entire place given your strength level. We should get going back to the village. And who said I was going back with you? She said. But you have to, said Naruto. The village need a leader. They need someone to look up to by this point. Why don't you go and be the Hokage? You seem strong enough. Nah, said Naruto. I'm still young, and besides, I'm not sure I want to be the Hokage anymore. Tsunade seemed to have lost her anger talking to this brat because his durability was just so unbelievable. Anymore, she said to him. Yeah, I wanted to be Hokage at one point, but I guess I don't know. Then why the hell do you want me to become it? I'm not really sure, but they think that you're fit for the job, and besides, you have the lineage. Purvis Sage told me about that. And you don't seem so bad as I thought. You're a bit of a drunk, but that can be solved. Besides, when you're Hokage, you can buy all the Sake that you want. As enticing as the Sake offer is, I'm not gonna take that position. Only fools take that position. As Naruto's face seemed to get a bit sober upon hearing that from her, the smile slipped away. What did you just say? You heard me. Only fools take that position. The Hokage job will either end up with you dead or miserable. I told Sensei that it was a waste of time, and that old fool did not realize that, and look at him now. He's dead. Tsunade blinked as Naruto was gone. The next thing she knew, she felt a slap. However, his slap was not normal because half of her body was planted in the ground. As Naruto had swatted her across the face. Watch your mouth, said Naruto. Next to be Hokage or not, but I will not stand here and let you disrespect the old man like that. Tsunade picked up herself as she reached. She spat as blood came from her mouth. A look of anger twisted on her face. As her fist clenched tightly. You dare hit me, little punk, she said. Granted that she just beat the crap out of him earlier, she did not care. I said what I said and I'm not taking anything back. Being a Hokage is a stupid job. How can you say that? He was your sensei. Yes, and he was an idiot. Look at him now, he's dead. Just like everyone else that take that position, they're all dead. So tell me, what's the point of wasting my life? What about your people? The people in the village that look up to you, said Naruto. Why should I care about them? What have they ever done for me? You have the blood of the first and second running through your veins. How can you say that? They were the ones that created the village and made it what it is today. A village of fighting, countless battles, and creating chaos all over the elemental nation. Yeah. Tell me, how is that a good thing? People die, people suffer. Tell me exactly how. Is that something good? What's the point of fighting when you know that one day your fate will be nothing but death? And what about the ones that are left behind? What about them? They suffer the most while you're dead. Your friends, your comrades, the people that love you have to go through every day knowing that you're dead and they can't do a damn thing about it. So tell me, what's the point, she said, as she was losing herself in her anger. Shizune and Jiraiya arrived at that moment as they heard Tsunade yelling, "What? Have nothing to say?" "Shut up," said Naruto. Tsunade was surprised at his change of tone. "What? I said shut up." "I know. You know? I know what happened to you, but it doesn't mean that you deserve to say all this bullshit." "What?" said Tsunade. "I asked the purpose age about you. You lost your brother and you lost the person that you love. Because of war, so you thought that it was a good idea just to run away from all your responsibilities." "You know nothing about me." "I do," said Naruto. "I know that you're a bigger coward than I thought." Tsunade stepped forward as she grabbed him by the shirt. "You want to rephrase that, brat?" "No," said Naruto, yelling in her face. "You're a coward and there's no change in that." "Do you know how much people died in the recent invasion? Those deaths could have been prevented if you were there. Our village doesn't have a wonderful medical staff. And here you are, the greatest medical ninja in the entire world, who ran away from all the responsibility. Do you know how much people has died over the years if you were there that you could have saved? No, you don't, because you're here hiding and running away." "Shut your mouth," she slammed her fist in his face. However, Naruto did not budge. "No, I won't. You lost people, yes, but you're not the only one." "Shape up, for God's sake," said Naruto. "I never knew my parents. For the majority of my life, I had nothing. I had no one. I was miserable. People were there on the outside, but when I went home, do you think I have anyone? No. I was all alone. On my birthdays, I was all alone," said Naruto. "I had no one there. And besides, for something I couldn't goddamn control, the people in my village hated me. They refused to let their children play with me. I had nothing there. Most of the time I just wanted someone to say hello, hi, and greet me when I came home. Even if it's not a meal or anything, but just having someone would have been a whole lot better than being alone. I lost everything the day of my birth. I don't even know who my parents are, because they died trying to protect the village. And yet, the fourth Hokage chose me to seal the Nine Tails inside of, and for that I was hated and mistreated. For doing an important job, because the people are ignorant and arrogant, and they don't understand. But still, you don't see me run away from all of my problems. I'm strong, and I know that, and if I choose to leave, there is no one in that village that could stop me." Hearing that, Jiraiya narrowed his gaze a bit. "And yet, I choose to stay. I choose to fight. I choose to go through with my life, despite everything I've been through. So you being here wallowing in your self-pity and anger because you lost people. Yeah, but it's been years now. There's no reason for you to keep on going on with this." What would you think they would say? I even asked him what they were like, and granted, he told me that your brother Nowaki was just like me. He wanted to be Hokage as well. That is what I wanted at some point as well. So what do you think he would say if he knew that you abandoned the village? Even the one known as Dan, he wanted to be Hokage. So do you really think they would be happy to know that you abandoned all the responsibility and left the village that they would risk their life at any single day to protect? That you just abandoned it? Huh? "Answer me," said Naruto. Tsunade could not say anything, as Naruto had been shouting the entire time. As Naruto had no idea where that came from. The voices that has been plaguing him for the longest time, they were messing with him for so much now. And since Hiruzen's death, Naruto hasn't exactly expressed that anger or sadness that he felt. All he did was repress it. And he started to overload. Tsunade had even spat blood out of her mouth. Granted, she had hemophobia. And despite everything, she wasn't even focused on the blood. Naruto words had just hit her deep. As she started to think about Dan and Nawaki. And the pain that it gave her at that moment. It caused her legs to shook. As she collapsed. Right there in front of him. As Tsunade started to tremble. Her whole body seemed to be affected by those thoughts. As Naruto saw her eyes. The painful look in her eyes. He saw the sadness as the memories racked her. It shook her to her very core. It was too much. And she had to release it in some way or she might just explode. And it was released by tears. Slowly seeping from her eyes. As she thought about them. She thought about all the time her brother told her he would become Hokage. She thought about Dan wanting to be the Hokage as well to protect the village. And the people there. She thought about everything. And she has been here for the past 15 years wasting her life. Dragging Shizune along with her. Who could have a life by now. More friends, family. Yet because she was too selfish. She just dragged her along everywhere with her. Wallowing in pain and misery. As the tears just kept on flowing. That is when she felt strong arms wrapped around her. As she looked up surprised. As Naruto held on to her. He hugged her. She could not understand. After everything she said. Why, she asked. I'm sorry, said Naruto. I know it's still hard. And I guess I'm not expressing myself either. I may be just a hypocrite as well. I also have a lot of this emotional baggage that I've recently come to understand is becoming a larger problem than I thought. And here I am cursing at you. For not taking control of your pain. I'm just a big hypocrite. I know it's hurt. And it doesn't matter who you have now or what you have. The memories of the past will still remain. But it's just something that you have to learn to live with. I'm trying my best to do that. And I'm not sure how exactly hard it is on you. Because I could never be in your shoes for what you've went through. Because our life are different, our pain are different. But I'll be here for you, said Naruto. As he pulled back and gave her a smile. Because I am Naruto Uzumaki. And you can count on me. I'll be here to lift you up when you're weak. I'll be here to cheer you up when you're sad. You don't have to suffer anymore. I'll be here. Glancing towards Shizune, Jiraiya noticed that she was crying. The kid just had this way about him that could just touch people. It was so innocent. To believe that someone like him possessed such power was just ridiculous. And to possess the darkness that was inside of him. It made Jiraiya fear the prospect of someone like him being against them, but his heart made it seem impossible for him to do anything like that. The kid seemed good all through. However, there was always darkness in the lights, hiding within the shadows. Darkness that needed to be extinguished. Back down below, Naruto wiped her tears with his hand. As he gave her a beaming smile. As she looked up and she saw Dan and Nawaki behind him, smiling back at her. As that brought a smile to her face as well. Thanks, she said. I really needed that. You're welcome, old woman, said Naruto. Bam! Her fist slammed right into his chin, sending him sailing all the way up in the sky, as Naruto was gone in a twinkle. Shizune rushed down towards her, as she believed that Naruto would be quite fine. Are you okay, Tsunade-sama? I am. I feel a lot better then. I haven't in a long while. I must also apologize to you as well, Shizune. Apologize? What do you... It's alright. I know you care a fair deal about me, and that you would not abandon my side, but it's time that I put you for once as well. It's time that we head home. Really? Shizune said, shocked. Tsunade glanced up in the sky, where Naruto had not come down yet. Yeah, I think so. Shizune smiled happily. Naruto Uzumaki was able to do the unthinkable, changing Tsunade Senju's mind. As that brought a gleaming smile to her face, as Jiraiya walked down, glancing up into the heavens. How hard did you punch him? Pretty hard, said Tsunade glancing up, as Naruto still had not come down yet. After 10 minutes, they start to worry. Something is wrong, Shizune said. Hey! They all looked up as they saw Naruto flapping his hands like a bird. They all sweat drop. I can fly, said Naruto. As Jiraiya started to laugh. That caused Shizune to laugh as well as Tsunade started to laugh, even Tauntaun started to laugh as well, as Naruto flapped his hand, flying over them, rather happily. Jiraiya was glad to see that the kid was finally expressing himself after Hiruzen had died, as he was finally going through the stages of grief, and starting to accept what has happened. Time skip. Katetsu and Izumo were having a boring day as usual, as they were once again on guard duty. They were dubbed as the Eternal Gate Guards, as the both of them were playing cards. There was no one really coming in. That is when they heard someone above them. The person was telling them to get out. Confused by that, they stepped out as they looked up. What the hell is... Move, said Izumo, knocking Katetsu away as something crashed right in their little hut. No, said Katetsu, as the entire thing was destroyed. The person slowly picked himself up, as he then looked towards the edge of the village before a big grin came to his face. I won, he said. Katetsu and Izumo stood there. Naruto? They said to him. Oh, hey guys. As Naruto looked down. Sorry about your hut. Where did you come from, said Katetsu. Oh, Tsunade arrived a moment later. You cheated, she said. No, said Naruto, you lost. It's not my fault that you're a sucker for gambling, he said. Now pay up. Tsunade grumbled under her breath as she raised her fists. You know that punching me won't help. Pay up. As sweat dropped in, Shizune and Jiraiya came a moment later. I think these games have gone way too far, said Shizune. It has gone way too far at least 5 days ago, said Jiraiya. These two were... He must say they were kind of crazy. What the hell is going on, Izumo said. I have no idea, said Katetsu, as he looked at his destroyed hut. Time skip. Tsunade was in the office, as she had her hands behind her back, looking over the village. There was a photo on her decks of her, Naruto, Shizune, and Jiraiya. They had spent 2 weeks before getting back here. Granted, they were given a month to come back, so Tsunade did enjoy her time before becoming Hokage. And that involved her and Naruto playing all kinds of stupid games and betting against one another. It turns out the brat had a shitload of money on him, which Tsunade was happy to take. However, he was best in her at every one of the games. She chuckled to herself as she remembered the memories. It was a good one to have. But now she had to become more professional. So it was a good thing that she got all that jokey out of her system. Well, not all of it still. Paperwork was going to be a real bummer. That is when the door opened as Naruto appeared, with a frazzled Sakura in his hand, as he played her on the couch. Naruto, Sakura yelled. How much time do I tell you? You can't just grab someone like that and run. Oh, sorry about that, said Naruto. I just had some big news for you, and Sakura eyes widened when she noticed, as Tsunade gave her a curious look. Why have you brought me someone, brat, she said. I'm already busy, as it is. Well, this is one of my friends, Sakura Haruno. Sakura was starstruck as she looked up towards her idol. You told me about your super strength, and about your perfect chakra control, said Naruto as he patted Sakura on the shoulder. Kakashi-sensei said that she has perfect chakra control, so you can teach her how to get stronger as well, and become a medical ninja just like you. This little strong girl here, said Tsunade looking over her. She's stronger than she looks, said Naruto. And you did say that you were gonna start a medical program. She can be one of your top students. Sakura was shocked that Naruto had put in good word for her, without her even noticing, or even telling her about it. It was a surprise that she liked. How about this? You can keep the rest of the money that you lost to me, and in favor you train her. Sakura was surprised. Money, she said. Yep, won a lot of bets with her, and she owe me. But she can take those in order to find Tsunade. I'll take her on as my apprentice. I was gonna look through the files anyway, but I can see that she has good potential, she said, looking over Sakura. What do you say? She asked. Sakura bowed her head. Yes, Okage-sama, she said. Come on, if you're gonna be my new apprentice, I can't have you so stiff. Loosen up a bit. Yes, Sakura said, as Naruto patted her on the back. She's just a bit shy. You're kind of her idol, said Naruto. Alright, fine, I'll train her. But know this, girl, it's not gonna be easy. And if you don't meet my standards, I'm gonna kick you to the curb. You won't be the only one, but you better get prepared for hellish training. Yes, I will, Sakura said. I won't let you down. I hope not. Now get out of here. I have a lot to do. You too, brat, she said. Someone wake up on the wrong side of the bed today. Grumpy are we? Snad it through. The paperweight at his head. It's your damn fault. This paperwork is gonna drive me mad. Fine, I'm leaving, said Naruto. Old woman. She glared at him as Naruto left. Once they were out, well, Sakura hugged him. As she pulled back with a smile on her face. Thank you so much, she said. I never thought I would ever have this opportunity. Thank you, she said to him. Naruto poked her in the nose as he gave her a smile. That is what friends do for one another. Besides, you need to be a whole lot stronger for when we rescue Sasuke. Whatever clutches has their hands on him, so we can pull him out of it. Sakura looked a bit downcast. However, Naruto grabbed her by both of his shoulders as she looked up towards him. I promise you, Sakura, we will find him. Because there is no way in hell that he's dead. I know he's out there somewhere, and we will find him. And I'll bring him back to you no matter what. That's a promise, and I don't break my promises. Once again she hugged him, as his words brought tears to her eyes. You know, I never thought we would become such close friends. Yeah, it's weird, said Naruto. But what can I say? I like you. You're one of my precious people. You're one of mine as well, she said. Well then, you need to get prepared, said Naruto. She's really tough. From the way she speaks and the way we got into those troublesome challenges, which were a lot, I can tell that it's gonna be hard on you. And you're probably gonna go through a lot of pain. How much pain are we you know what? Forget about it. I'll do whatever it takes, said Sakura. As Naruto gave her a proud smile at that. Time skip. The room was ominous. The feeling did not feel too happy, as it was a Hokage's room with 3 people, and yet this feeling did not feel happy at all. Kagura was in there along with Jiraiya and Tsunade. Explain, said Tsunade. Kagura simply took a breath. I am not entirely sure that this is right, but this is the only possibility, she said. Upon him training and breaking through every single limit that he humanly possessed, all of the negative backlash that has festered in him through the years, it kept on growing. I've been through his memories myself. Being alone, hating everything around him. He suppressed it. The people glaring at him, some refusing to sell him. He suppressed it all. You and I both see that Naruto's attitude is a fluid one. He does not let things bother him. An enemy could literally try to kill him, but he will talk to them normal same way. However, all that suppressing was not a good thing. Somehow him suppressing that, I believe it piggyback off his abilities and gain strength. And whenever he's in an emotional state, he ends up losing it. So wait, are you telling me that all the negativity towards him has festered a darkness inside of him that responds to negativity, and that is hell-bent on destroying everything whenever it comes out? Pretty much, said Kagura. Tsunade looked towards Jiraiya. He went up against Orochimaru one-on-one. and he pulverized him into pieces. If Kagura wasn't able to stop him or talk to him, I'm not sure what would have happened. I've seen it firsthand. It's one of the most dreadfulest things I ever seen in my entire life. And it scares me. It's nothing like Naruto. Don't believe that this is Naruto at all. It's a consciousness built separately. I believe it's a completely different persona inside of his body that is continuously trying to take over. But it's prefer if it stays inside. What? Why wouldn't we want to get rid of it, said Tsunade. Naruto is a weird child, said Kagura. I love him, but he's strange, and you all know that. Because of what he did to himself, he's breaking laws of physics at least 100 times, from what I could see. Some things about him change in several ways. As for his clones, most of you can create normal clones and they behave and act normally, but whenever he created clones, they're nothing like him. They behave like a different person entirely. Granted, I'm not sure if they have his strength, so he doesn't create them at all. The one time he did, he had to physically punch it to defeat it, because it would not listen at all. So what are you saying, said Tsunade? Are you saying that there's a possibility that this entity inside of him might come out? Jiraiya looked confused. You mean try to take over him, right? No, said Kagura. Then what do you mean? I believe it wants to come out of him. Wait, you mean like separate from Naruto? How is that possible, said Tsunade. I don't know. But the last time I saw it, it seemed to dislike the predicament that it was in. There was something about the way it spoke. It wanted freedom. I did not think it's freedom from the captivation of being in Naruto's mind. I think it's freedom from him entirely. As I said before, this thing, I could be wrong, but this thing is not him. I believe it's the past that has festered into something, but I could be wrong, I'm saying once again. But I'm not entirely sure. But it wants to be freed from him. And if it is freed, God help us all, she said. The two of them looked towards her. Now this whole thing got a lot worse. But the kid has never lost once. Do you think this thing could even touch him? Said Jiraiya. Despite not being him, I do believe they contain the same amount of power. Naruto has trained his body into hell and back. And this thing had piggybacked the entire time, getting stronger. So I'm not sure. Then what can we do, said Tsunade. If we tell him who his parents are and he loses it, how can any of us stop him? The room went quiet. I possibly can, said Kagura. Wait, you can? No offense, said Jiraiya. You're strong and all, but no, it's not like that. There's something I can do. It might end up freeing Naruto from this darkness inside of him. But the result will be my life. As they looked at her with a gaze, then we can find another no. If this is ever to take over Naruto or try to get free, I will stop it, she said. There's a technique I know that only I can use that would free him, that will separate him from that part of himself. After all, I'd rather die happy knowing that Naruto is safe. But not having you would make things a lot worse, said Jiraiya. You know how much he cares about you. Yes, I do. But if things go from bad to worse, I'd rather die knowing that I'd give Naruto a second chance to create a family and a life, which he's always wanted. A huge family, that is. That is rather noble of you, said Tsunade. But we can find another way. At least we will try. The kid has lost and not have so much already. He deserves happiness. And I'm not saying this as a Hokage, knowing that if he turns against this village, I don't think that any of us can even stop him. I'm saying this as a part of his family. While we might not be connected by blood, I'm still part Uzumaki. And I will make sure that kid is safe. You're right. Tell him about his parentage sooner than later would be the right thing. Because if we wait too long, he will just come to resent us all. I know it's going to be hard, but I will need all of your support. Of course, said Jiraiya. Yes, said Kagura. Time skip. Envoys were flashing all around the village. As they flashed towards the land of fire, searching. Damn it, said Tsunade as she smashed her fist into the wall. The wall beside her shattered. Jerry returned a moment later as he shook his head no. This was bad. Really, really bad. They told Naruto about his parentage, and he ran away. He got upset and just ran away. Kagura had went to try and find him. However, she could not keep up with his speed. She had no idea. She was trying to track him. The envoys were out tracking him as well. They told him everything and he was quiet. The entire Hokage's roof was blown off. Naruto had literally blown right through it and just flew off, using his hands to flap like a bird. And now they couldn't find him anywhere. And that has been a few hours ago and Kagura was still gone. Tsunade prayed that everything would work out fine. As she was worried though. Really, really worried. Meanwhile that was going on, Kurosaki has not been having the most splendid time. Despite telling her grandfather that there was nothing going on, things feel a little bit strange same way. They felt awkward whenever she was in the office, assigned to a mission or something else. Things just felt weird. Everything seemed normal with Akisaki as well, but Tsubaki has been also acting rather distant, and she didn't know why. And she was just strolling through the village until she was kidnapped. However, the problem was, envoys were watching her. They were shocked when she just vanished. Kurosaki blinked as she was in her favorite spot, where she had brought Naruto. She looked around. As she saw him, she got angry. Because him being here was something really bad. He knew he shouldn't. Naruto, what are you? She paused. As she saw his face, he seemed really, really upset. Several things in fact, as there was tears. Tears in his eyes. Pure sadness on his face. She instantly moved towards him. What's wrong? She said. They've lied to me. They've all been lying to me, said Naruto. I don't understand. Naruto looked towards her. There's something I did not tell you, he said. Why I was treated so badly. We never spoke about it and never decided to say anything about it. I am the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. Her eyes widened at that. They've never spoken about that. I am also the son of Minato Namikaze. Kurosaki stepped back with shock. I know that he's the enemy of your village, said Naruto. And this just makes things a lot worse. My entire life and no one ever told me that he was my father. My own father condemned me to this life, to make me suffer. What kind of father does that to his own child, said Naruto. You were right, he said to her. I've now realized that this just makes things a lot worse. I'm only here to say goodbye. At first, even if there was the slightest chance, we could have still been something, but now that I found this out, this just makes things a lot worse, said Naruto, as he clenched his fists. I'm sorry, he said. I'm sorry I had to drag you down into this. I'm sorry I had to make you fight against your impulse to be a ninja of your village for me. I'm sorry, he said. Please, forgive me. As he turned and started to walk away, tears streaming down his cheeks. They can never be together now. Things just got a whole lot. Naruto was grabbed from behind. He was surprised. Kura, be quiet, she said to him. Yeah, you're right. Things got a whole lot worse now. Because majority of the citizens here hate your father. And my grandfather hated him the most. But I can't just let you walk away like this, knowing that you're suffering, she said, spinning him around as she hugged him tight. I know that it's hard. This whole thing is rather shocking for me to just find out that quickly, but still, I'm not just gonna let you wallow in this misery and pain alone. You don't deserve this, she said. Not after everything you've been through. Now it all makes a lot of sense. The treatment, it all makes a lot more sense. Why you didn't have so much people growing up. But I'm not understanding how your father could be Minato. And she paused. What's wrong? If my village ever found out that your father was Minato, they would have tried everything to kill you when you were a child. Huh? Said Naruto. Think about it. Your father had a lot of enemies. I know you must be angry at the people of Leaf right now. But they were doing this to protect you. Granted, you know that I am not so much for Leaf Shinobis except for you. But even I can see that. I know, but still. I've been through all of that. And my father, did he even love me? They told me that my mother was the previous Jinchuriki. So then she understand the pain of being a host. And my father must have well. She must have told him stories and yet they still decide to seal beasts inside of me. Kurosaki placed 2 hands on his cheek. Calm down, she said. There must be some kind of explanation. I know you're hurting, she said as she placed his head on her shoulder. But there must be something. Just as you didn't make me throw everything away, I'm not gonna let you do that as well. There must be some explanation that they have to give you. But Naruto cut himself off. He did not let them finish because, as they were talking, he could feel himself getting angrier. The more they talked, the more he heard the voice in his head. Ever since the whole invasion, the voice has been getting louder, and he has been trying to block it out even more. And the more they were talking, the louder it got, so he had to run away, and come to the one person that he knew would make him be calm and happy. As Naruto breathed a sigh of relief, immediately, the place was flooded. Envoys rushed in. Kurosaki was shocked. As she separated from Naruto, one of the envoys grabbed her by the wrist and pushed her away. Hey, said Naruto as he moved in and grabbed the guy and threw him. The guy smashed into the wall. Another one quickly unsheathed the blade and swiped to remove Naruto's left arm, to incapacitate him at the moment. However, the blade shattered on contact. As Naruto swept the envoy way to the side. Stop, said Kurosaki as he jumped in front of Naruto. The envoy surrounded them. What are you doing? The leader of the group seemed to spoke up towards her. Do you know the laws that you are breaking right now? Being here with this Konoha ninja. You are the granddaughter of the Tishikage. Remove yourself from him at once. Kurosaki bit her lip. No, she said. I won't. Would you really betray your village for someone like this? A Konoha scum, he said. Don't call him that, said Kurosaki. Your grandfather and father will be disappointed in you. Kurosaki clenched her fists. Hey, shut up, said Naruto. You have no right to make her feel bad. And leave her alone. I am the one that is pushing this, not her. Naruto, no, I'm gonna tell them the truth. I'm the one that has been pushing this. If you want to take me in, fine, said Naruto, but leave her alone. I'm the one been sneaking into your village. And you guys are too stupid to even catch me, said Naruto. Why, you little... what are you gonna do, said Naruto. Go ahead, lock me up. Bring me to your leader. Have me executed. I've already broken your village parameters by entering without any of you guys noticing. That's quite shameful. The envoy placed his sword right at Naruto's throat. As Naruto simply gave him a grin. He glanced towards the ninja to his side. They had orders not to kill him. After all, Oniki had already made his move. Chakra suppression cuffs were wrapped around Naruto's wrists. No, said Kurosaki. No, said Naruto. As he gave her a look. She gave him a look with pleading eyes to not do this. But Naruto would not let her get in trouble because of him. He was so wrapped up in her comfort that he did not notice them come in. If he had, he would have gotten out of there before they even arrived. Kurosaki grit her teeth. You, the envoy behind her, said, You're coming with us. What? What the hell do you think you're doing? She said. You are suspected of treason for your village. You are coming with us, the envoy said. Resist and we will force you. Naruto turned as he gave the man a look. The envoy looked at him with a challenging gaze. However, Kurosaki raised her hands. Fine, I'll come with you, she said. Her mind was whirling. Panicking, she was afraid, knowing what is to come, as Naruto allowed them to drag him along and bring him towards their leader. Granted, he didn't want this to happen one bit, however, this gave him the perfect opportunity to speak to her grandfather, the leader of this village. However, Naruto had no idea how much Oniki truly hated Minato Namikaze and the Hidden Leaf. Maybe his plea would fall on deaf ears. Maybe this would start some kind of revolt of Kurosaki making a move that would change her entire future and his. Or maybe this would end with Naruto losing his patience and doing something really stupid. The consequences and actions were endless. However, you guys are gonna have to wait and see next time when I post the next chapter, guys. Yes, I'm out for now. You guys stay in tune. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking about to all of you. And also, guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Yes, I have 4 of them that I post on every single day for you guys to enjoy. But I'm moving on to see you guys soon. Peace!